Hello, and welcome to this course. I'm Maria Zeiner, and over the last 10 years, I've worked with several NGOs researching information controls and defending human rights on the internet, digital rights, as we call them. I started off by researching government and corporate surveillance on the internet, and these days, I specialize in investigating internet censorship as part of my work with a nonprofit called the Open Observatory of Network Interference, or commonly known as OONI. At OONI, we aim to empower people like you to investigate and increase transparency of internet censorship. Why internet censorship? Well, imagine not being able to access social media platforms like Facebook or WhatsApp just because your government decided that you shouldn't. This is currently a reality for people in countries like Myanmar. Imagine not being able to access independent news media websites. This is currently a reality for people in countries like Russia, Azerbaijan, and Egypt. Now, imagine not being able to access referendum-related websites during a referendum. People in Spain experienced this in 2017. Internet censorship is becoming ubiquitous, but not all censorship cases are easy to identify or confirm. If you live in a country that censors the internet, you may notice the blocking of popular platforms like WhatsApp or Facebook, but you may not necessarily notice the blocking of LGBTQI websites, the blocking of ethnic minority websites, or the blocking of other minority group websites. Most censorship techniques adopted by internet service providers around the world are quite subtle, which can make it hard to distinguish intentional government censorship from the many other reasons that can lead to website or app inaccessibility. And in many cases, governments do not disclose which websites and apps they're censoring. Transparency of internet censorship is therefore essential. We need to know which online services are blocked and how. We need to know which internet service providers implement censorship. We also need to know where internet censorship takes place to examine it within the country's legal, political, social, economic, and cultural context. This level of transparency is essential to support public debate and to limit the potential for abuse. We need evidence of internet censorship, but how can we collect such data? Imagine a world where everyone has the power to check which websites and apps are blocked, and to collect data that can serve as evidence of internet censorship in the process. This is precisely what we're aiming for with OONI, and exactly what you'll be learning in this course. We'll start off by discussing what internet censorship is, how it's implemented, and why it's important to measure networks in order to detect internet censorship. You'll then learn how to measure internet censorship in practice. Upon taking this course, our aim is to help you feel inspired to use OONI tools and data as part of your research or advocacy work. This course is one of 10 courses in the Advocacy Assembly Shutdown Academy. Thank you for taking the time to join us on this course.